Alright, so I've been receiving a lot of comments and messages that were triggered by my Opposition Always video. Basically, have a lot of people who wanting to share their political opinion with me. And I'm not going to get into all that. Your opinion is your own. However, I am going to get into whether or not those opinions are going to be beneficial to you in the long run. So, let's get into it. Now, before we dive right in, I want to take the time to share an RSDFreeTour video by RSD Tyler, which is actually a promotion for his new course, which I'm sure is great and all, but I want you to pay attention to what he's saying in the first 2 minutes and 15 seconds, because it's what I've been trying to tell you, but he's putting it in a different way. And sometimes all it takes is that unique perspective, which is what this video is about, that unique perspective to make everything click. So I'm going to put the link here. It's going to open in a new window. Go watch that and then come back and we shall discuss. And welcome back. And so what Tyler was talking about was perspective. That the perspective that you have is going to manifest into your reality and greatly influence everything that happens to you. I have said from the beginning that everything begins in the mind, and that it will filter down and manifest into your reality. And that's exactly what he's talking about here. It will manifest through your subconscious behaviors and your actions or inaction, as the case may be. Perspective is everything. Perspective has a Latin root meaning of to perceive or to look through. The all-seeing eye is looking through the triangle. The triangle represents the first plane of manifestation. The eye is the perspective. One should always be focusing their perspective on that which they wish to manifest. That's what this means. And so if your perspective is that the rich are greedy a-holes who just want to screw over the poor, and that's going to be your reality. And when that's your reality, you'll never be wealthy. So much of what is going on in your life is going to be determined by your perspective. This channel is called Mind and Magic for a reason. In fact, mindset is more important than the magic. Sure, you could be slinging spells left and right, but if your perspective isn't beneficial to you, you're going to be swimming against the current. Whereas the person who has the right mindset and perspective, who's not doing magic at all, is going to be far better off, because they'll continuously make steady gains. Whereas a spellcaster with the skewed perspective and mindset is going to have to do spell after spell after spell to get anywhere. But when you combine the two, magic along with an empowering mindset, well, now you got something that very few people are going to be able to match. And this is a great video to follow up with the Opposition Always video, because there's always going to be opposition, but it's how you perceive that opposition and handle it that's going to make all the difference. And as Tyler was talking about, not being reactive, i.e. grounded, to not view everything as competition and attacking you, but that we're all on the same team. And this works with everything, whether it be money, love, what have you. And I talk about this in the Secrets of Wealth program, that you first need to perceive yourself and have the perspective of being wealthy before the wealth will manifest. And see, everybody gets it backwards. They think that in order for them to view themselves as being wealthy, the money has to come first. No, no, no. That's not how it works. You first have to perceive yourself, have the perspective of being wealthy, and then the wealth will follow. Then the wealth manifests. Again, it's not something you do one time. It's something that you have to do continuously. Are you now beginning to understand why I seemingly do not concern myself with the mundane problems of the lower class and those in hardship? Although it's evident that I do by teaching you these things, that if I focus my perspective on the problems instead of the solutions, that I myself would manifest those very same problems? If one is poor, it's because he cannot view himself as anything other than being poor. The all-seeing eye is used as a symbol of the elite and those in the know for a reason. So if you view yourself as wealthy regardless of your external circumstances, you will begin to vibrate on that frequency and the wealth will come. You'll begin to exhibit them in your subconscious behaviors and actions. You know, they put the all-seeing eye right on the money, like it's this big joke, because I know people don't understand this very simple concept. Focus and align your perspective on what it is you wish to manifest. If you wish to be wealthy, take on the perspective of being wealthy first, and not being in opposition to others who are wealthy. Because if you hate rich people for being rich, you'll never be rich yourself. If you want to be loved, take on the perspective of being loving, of someone deserving of love, and not be envious and hateful of those who already have love. Perspective is everything. And I look back now at the years of daily temple work that I've done, and so much of it is designed to shift one's perspective. I used to have a lot of the same opinions and perspectives that a lot of you have, and they didn't get me anywhere. All they did was keep me locked in that mindset, a mindset that kept me limited and went against my own interests, kept me in that competition, that defensive competition mode that Tyler was talking about at the beginning of his video. And those were the manifestation results. When you view the world as such, that is what you will manifest. The subconscious doesn't care whether you want something or not. The only thing that matters to it is what you're focusing on, your perspective. Whatever your perspective is what it thinks you want. If you're focusing on your problems, oh, I guess he wants more problems. Here you go, buddy. Oh, he's focusing on how he doesn't have any money? Well, it's a good thing I didn't give him any. That's how the subconscious works. You get what you focus on. Your perspective dictates everything. Magic works because you're forcing an instruction into the subconscious mind. Do this specific thing, and it will do that specific thing. But your perspective is continuous, and it will also continuously manifest what you're focused on. So, the challenge is going to be, for the next 3 months, I want you to view yourself and have the perspective of being extremely wealthy, regardless of your circumstances. Don't let your circumstances be an excuse. I want you to see yourself as being wealthy. I want it to permeate your entire being. I have all the money I need and I love rich people. And yes, it's going to be a challenge for many of you, I know. Any financial issues that you're having, I want you to view it as no big deal. Why? Because you're wealthy. And I want you to act as if and feel as if you are wealthy. For 3 months, take on that character role. When you make a decision, I want you to make the decision as a wealthy person would. And we do this for 3 months because we want to make sure that it's getting into the subconscious. Do this and we're going to see how many of you Sanders supporters are voting Trump by the end of the year. But seriously, all joking aside, we're going to see how much your circumstances improve. For one cannot know just how much their perspective dictates their reality until they change that perspective and find out. That is the challenge. Change your perspective, change your life. I'll see you next time. Take care.